Welcome to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. With me now, I have head men's basketball coach Bob Bolen. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Jagger, thank you.
All right, Coach, this past week you started out at Fairmont. You caught them at the wrong time. It was 106-81 loss. They shot 57% from the field, 44% from behind the arc. They made 14 threes. Just your thoughts on that game.
Well, I thought that was the only game this year that we just didn't play well at all. I give Fairmont credit. I mean, they're really good, but and I don't know what the reason was. I don't know, not making excuses, but we had the 7 days off where they had to move the Notre Dame game. I mean, not Notre Dame, the Point Park game up to November 14th. And I would think that would help us, heal and get rid of our injuries, but we didn't play well. Didn't play well on either side of the ball. And Fairmont has something to do with that. They play great defense. Devin had 25 points and had the flu and was fighting through it the whole game. But, not making excuses. They outplayed us, dominated us, and, at least we get to play them again at our place this season.
And you bounced back yesterday against Frostburg State, won 88-72. You held them to just 15 points in the first half. They only shot 33% from the field, 25% from behind the arc. You were led by Amar Maxwell at 22. Kinsler had 20. Prince Masengo again, another double-double, 14 and 14. Just your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, defensively, the first half, I thought we were terrific. Held them to 15 points, didn't make a three. I thought we did really well. And then you have to develop that killer instinct. Didn't really have it in the second half, and they scored a bunch of points. But Prince has been good on the boards all year, getting 14 and 14. We didn't shoot the ball extremely well and had 88 points, so that's saying something good. We were getting into transition. We were able to go through their press and get easy shots, especially the first half. And any win in this conference, if you try to, you can't figure it out. I mean, here Frostburg beat Concord last week. Fairmont beats us badly. And then Concord and Fairmont was a 1-point game last night. And then we beat Frostburg. We're up 25 at half. So you can't figure out this conference. You have to come to play every single night. And, we just have to get better at doing that.
And now you'll finish your non-conference slate of the schedule against Malone on Wednesday. They'll play tonight against Kentucky Western, I believe it is, before meeting you all on Wednesday. What have you seen to expect out of Malone?
Well, they beat a 7-2 Lake Erie team away on Saturday. So they really shoot the ball well. They have 6'7", 6'8" guys inside. That 6'7" kid plays a lot like Devin. He's an inside-out player. They're a quality team. We got up on them early here last year, and they have another little guard this year that's really tough, Bumgardner, that's playing really well for them. Another road test. We haven't scheduled any cupcakes, and I'd like to have one right before Christmas, a nice cupcake or a chocolate chip cookie or something like that, but we don't, and we know we're in for a tough game on the road, but we'll be ready to play. We'll be prepared, and we'll play well.
All right, Coach. We appreciate you coming on today.
Okay, thank you, Jagger.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me now, I have head wrestling coach Dylan Cottrell. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, happy to be back and talk some wrestling.
All right, Coach. Yeah, this past weekend you're at the Midwest Classic in Indianapolis. You finished third out of 43 teams. Seven of your guys placed, with Hayden Pummel winning the first individual title in school history at the Midwest Classic, and you had 5 place fifth or better. Just your thoughts on how the weekend went overall.
Yeah, huge tournament, right? It's we've kind of talked about this before. It's pretty much the NCAA tournament minus a couple teams. Maybe tougher, to be honest, because it's such a bigger field to navigate. The NCAA tournament's 18-man bracket. This is a 64-man bracket. And so just with some extra matches and kind of grinding through it, it's a little bit tougher. You don't have as much downtime. So really proud of the guys. Everyone fought back through the loser side if they lost and did a good job. And that was something we talked about early on in the day was, hey, if something goes wrong and you lose one, you got to treat this like the NCAA tournament on the backside. And, if we want to win a national title, there's a lot of points to be got on that backside. And so they did good wrestling through the backside and being strong, and then our guys in the front side stayed focused. Hayden wrestled very well. You know, at Finlay, we talked about it after it. He was inches away from beating that national champ, right? Had him dead to rights and kind of, you know, couldn't finish the position. We get another shot at him here in the semis. He goes out, gets to his attacks early. He did a better job of that. He could still open up more, but he did a better job of opening up his offense and, you know, beats the returning national champ in the semis and goes and wins kind of a controlled match in the finals. So really proud of him. You know, that'll probably put him as number 1 or number 2 in the country coming up. And so, you know, that should put us with 2 individuals as number 1 in the country with him and Gavin. But yeah, you know, a lot of the guys wrestled really well. Colton Drusius wrestled his best tournament in a Glenville singlet by far, right? Came up really big for us there. Gabe Honorado looked really good. Came back, got 3rd. Lost to the guy who got 3rd in the country last year late, right? And, you know, match strategy, we probably could have did a little something different at NCAAs. If it was NCAA's time, then now, but we got to work on some weaknesses. So, you know, we put him down in the 3rd when normally we would probably just go neutral and try to go win it at takedowns. But yeah, and, you know, Guy looked pretty well. We're getting ready to drop him back down to 57, which was where he's at 165 right now, where he placed 3rd in the country last year. So I think that'll be a good change for us. Kyle Hammett looked good. He needs to just get to his offense a little bit earlier. I think he's the best finisher in the country when he gets his hands locked, but he's just, you know, in some of those bigger matches, he's not getting into his attacks and his hands locked enough. Nick Johnson looked good. Lost to the number 2 guy in the country, got in a scramble and gave up 7, you know, ended up losing by 7. So it was pretty much the match. And then Colby Whitehill at heavyweight, he looked better than he has before. He's still, I think it's just scratching the surface and getting experience on what he can do, placing 8th. So overall, really good trip. You know, we got 3rd, Parkside won it, had a good tournament, and Central Oklahoma got 2nd, and they're the 2-time returning national champs. We lost to them by 7 points, and that was without having our national champ, Kyocho, wrestling, which, you know, you never know with that tournament. But if you put the points in from what we got at 133 to what he would get winning the tournament, which is, you know, what you expect out of him, you know, that would put us beating the 2-time returning national champs, and depending on depending on the bonus points that Gavin would have got if we would have beat Parkside or if we would have lost by a point or half a point or something like that. So, you know, it was really close, you know, and so, but that's a lot of what ifs, right? You know, what if Gavin's there? What if this? You can't do that. And so we got 3rd. We wrestled really well. Could have been better, but technically we still got things to fix, which is great. But our guys definitely, it was the most that they let it fly. They went out there and they looked like they were having fun and they were getting to their attacks and creating wrestling positions. And we're pretty dang good when we do that. And so, you know, it's something that we've been harping on, and I was excited with their performance. And I think for a lot of guys, this will be a good little confidence for them. And I think, to be honest, this may be the first year ever that we got out of there injury-free. You know, nicks and bruises, and guys will probably be recovering today and sore from wrestling 4 or 5 matches, right? But, like, no big injuries to where it's, you know, 2-3 weeks, a month, something like that. So that's really cool too, because, you know, we're always just happy to allow our guys to be out there and be grateful to get a wrestle, right, in general, and stay healthy. So that was awesome as well.
And you mentioned GQ not wrestling. The defending national champs are there. You got 43 teams. Coming into the weekend, were you expecting that type of finishing 3rd, and then for your guys to do what they did as well? Were you expecting that?
Honestly, I think up until this weekend, I've been a little bit of a hypocrite on, you know, we preach to our guys all the time not to worry about results and just worry about the process and getting better. I think a lot of this year, right, we have a really good team, and I've wanted to win everything. And you know, it's kind of getting stressful as a coach, even early in the year. And so, you know, about a week and a half ago, I just pretty much, you know, was sitting down and was like, I'm done doing this, right? I don't care, right? Obviously I do, but, like, you know, I don't care how we finish, what it is. I just want to help these guys get better. And me worrying too much about, like, how we're doing results-wise is hurting me being able to coach them and get them better. So, to be honest, 100%, I didn't give a crap what we placed at this tournament.
That's
right?
fair.
I knew we had GQ out. Some other guys were wrestling. I just wanted them to go and mix it up and to get a really good measuring stick on where we're at right now. Because like I said, this tournament, okay, is a really good indicator. We've had 3 placers ever, which is kind of wild about this in our program. We've had 3 people placed in this tournament ever, right? And when we had, 7?
Yeah,
this 7 this weekend, right? Jared Campbell got second in it, and then he went on to get second at the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
Gavin Kiocho 2 years ago got 7th in this tournament and went on to win the national championship. Last year, Guy De Leonardis got 7th, I believe, in this tournament and went on to get 3rd in the country, right? And so it's a barn burner, and we told him that, and it was the focus was to go in and wrestle this like the NCAA tournament, wrestle how you want to wrestle at the NCAA tournament, and then come off the backside and see, hey, where are we at? How good are we? What do we need to fix? And just to get a look at some of those guys. As a wrestler myself, I always like to get my hands on someone before. I did not want to wrestle someone for the first time and have that feel the first time when it was national championship day. And so, it was really good. But, so I'm pretty much done about the expectations stuff because, it's stressing me out in my life. So I'm done with that. And it is what it is. And it isn't uncontrollable, right? And it's something we preach to them, and I'm not doing it. So, about a week and a half ago, I kind of had my own little, come to Jesus moment about it and said, listen, it's going to be what it's going to be, right? My job is to help them, not to worry about, hey, you got a really good team. What if they don't do well? And I got the support of the administration here and everyone. I don't need to be worried about, if we don't have an amazing performance every single time out, right? As long as our program's pushing in the right direction and in the process focused about these guys winning at the end of the year.
And then now it'd be a quick turnaround as you host Salem on Thursday in a duel. One of your former wrestlers, Cole Hauser's the head coach there, is their first year ever competition. What would you like to see out of your guys? And also, what's it going to be like coaching against one of your former wrestlers?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Wrestling's a little different, right? Because we've seen Cole now at about 6 tournaments, or like 4 or 5 times already. Yeah. We saw him this weekend. We saw him at our invitational. And so, with Cole, it's just really exciting, especially this young for me, to already kind of start a coaching tree outside of here. So, they're guys, we've had them in for, practices and stuff. And we, outside of us wrestling them, we want them to do the best possible, So this weekend, our guys are kind of, anytime I can, I'm talking to their guys and helping them out a little bit and doing this and just trying to help. But it's awesome, man. Cole was really the main guy who got our program started here. He was our first big real get, and he was everything for us for those last 2-3 years that he was with us and captain of the team, and he's a great human being. He's an awesome person, and I'm super excited for him. And it'll be cool to get a duel in a one-on-one sense. That'll be awesome. I think he'll like it, being back here too. But for this weekend, or for this week on Thursday, it is a short turnaround. We're probably not going to wrestle many of our starters. Yeah. So a lot of these guys, it's going to be an option for them, to be honest. If they want to go out there and wrestle and get another weight cut, and probably the guys who don't cut as much, they'll probably say, yeah, let's do it. Right, let's get a match. Let's wrestle at home. Like I said, it's mostly geared towards getting our 125 and our 133 pounder down to weight for the first time, and letting them get a match in before Christmas. And then, but it could be a good opportunity for some of our other guys, right, to step up. And, everyone who is not a starter right now wants to be a starter. Mm-hmm. Well, this could be a great opportunity to show your coaches, hey, look at this, right? This is the kind of product I can put out there. Maybe that's a better product than what we're putting out there right now. And so, that's really what it is more of a, this weekend should be a challenge to those guys who get an opportunity to make us coaches think, hey, maybe we look at this guy, right? And, because sometimes in the season, once things start rolling, it gets a little cemented, right? Yep. And this is a chance for you to get some matches in front of everything. And in the starting role, it's always different. Like, people go to opens and they do stuff and it's not around. It's a lot more relaxed. It's different when you're there with the coaches, the starting team, it matters, right? And so, yeah, I'll be excited for some of those guys if the starters opt out of wrestling in it to see how they do.
All right, Coach. We appreciate you coming on in. Good luck this week.
Sounds good.
This fall, GoMart's got your chance to kick your tailgating game up a notch. Now through the end of October, enter GoMart's Get in the Game contest for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate package. Win a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, a pop-up tent, a portable grill, and a cooler. It's everything you need to pregame for your favorite team. To be entered to win, head to your local GoMart and scan the QR code in-store. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me now, I have head women's basketball coach Emily Stoller. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, Coach. This past week, you went 1-1, started out the week at Fairmont State, lost 79-66. It was a close game there until late in the fourth quarter they pulled away. Just your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, tough week going into it. We have preseason ranked number 1, preseason ranked number 2 for the full week there. Fairmont State being the team that won the league last year, bringing back everyone but one. We already knew going into it, it was going to be a tough game, hard matchup for us. And we were excited. It's a hard environment to play in going up there at Fairmont State. They always bring the fans, they always bring the crowd, and to me, that adds 10 or 15 points with home court advantage for them there. We didn't obviously play as we wanted to. Field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, just a bad shooting night for us. And, we got to cut down on our turnovers if we want to continue to compete in this league. And, that's been a focal point for us. And taking that away from that game, and as well as, getting back to who we are and pressing, with the pace that we like to keep the game at. We kind of got sucked into a half-court game there. So those are my thoughts, moving forward from that game.
Then on the flip side, you played Frostburg State on Sunday. You beat them 87-83. The third quarter was big. You made a run there. You built a 10-point lead eventually in the fourth quarter. Akigbo had another double-double, or second of the week. Cherry surpassed 1,000 career points. It really was just a good day all around. Just your thoughts on the win.
Yeah, the setback with the game time there and having, fans in the bleachers, wait in, an hour and a half, 2 hours before the game, to me as a coach, we use that, to motivate our girls, we have some of the best fans in the country here in Division II basketball, and there's nothing like the Glenville fans. So, we really wanted to compete, for the ones who came and stayed to watch. And I think the girls did just that. And, competing with a top-notch team who has the top scorer in the country on their team, very well coached, very experienced coach, has been to several different spots in the league, and that we faced, even out of conference, so. Tough matchup with the top scorer in the nation. Our goal going into it was, to limit Weekly, and I think that we did a really good job. After the first quarter, after she put up 16 on us, she was only able to score 6 points after that, and we got her into a little bit of foul trouble, which also helped. But I'm very, very happy to come out with a win against a talented team like that, and very well coached.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today, and I will talk to you in a few weeks.
Hey, thank you so much.